Hello and welcome back to another episode of Cooking with a Pan. I am the one and only great and wonderful Josh Pan, back to save you from a long, unending summer of boredom and misery. Just kidding, you're all probably having a great and wonderful summer, and I'm the only loser sitting here all day doing nothing and only leaving my bedroom to go to work because none of my friends want to hang out with me, and yeah. My life sucks. Anyway, I am back with another fabulous recipe for you all. This time, we're gonna combine two awesome American things. At least I think they're American. The classic cupcake with the one and only chocolate chip cookie. And we're just gonna take the two and like mash them together into one awesome chocolate chip cookie cupcake. It's gonna be awesome. So my birthday is actually this coming Monday. That is if I post this video before Monday. It is August 4th, and I am super excited-ish, not really, because I'm actually not doing much, and I might actually be working on my birthday, which is totally gonna suck. But I guess I'll dedicate this video to my birthday. It's, soon, so if I don't post another video before Monday, I guess this will be, like, my birthday edition video. So, I hope y'all enjoy, and this is a very interesting recipe for me. Kind of like all my recipes, I just kind of created on the spot, and it turned out pretty well. So, it has a chocolate chip cookie dough thing on the bottom with the cake batter on top of that, but because, like, while it's baking, it kind of all, like, liquefies and then melds into one. So you kind of get this, like, spectrum. It's not really just, like, cookie on the bottom and then cake. It's kind of like this cookie cake. So it turns out pretty good. And then, yeah, I'll tell you, like, what you can do and change and play around with it, and it's really good. It's a lot of fun. I got a lot of good reviews from this one because my dad brought them to work for some, like, party or something, and, like, no one knew he brought them, but everyone was like, oh my god, you gotta try these cupcakes. So, it's confirmed. These are amazing. Go try them out. Without further ado, let's get started. Woo! So step number one, as always, is to gather the ingredients. Usually I list them out right here, but I always list it really fast, and you probably don't listen anyway, and I always have it down in the description below, so why don't you just go check it out there. I'll have it all down there with the exact amounts of everything you need. So just go check it out there, and saves me a lot of time. Step number two, we're gonna make our cookie dough. Go ahead and mix together your granulated sugar, your brown sugar, your vanilla extract, your eggs, and we're gonna put in our butter melted because I find that it helps prevent over-mixing. And this time, instead of using a mixer like I usually do with my recipes, gonna go ahead and hand mix it. And the purpose is so that you don't accidentally over-mix your cookie dough, which I find can be a big issue, and it creates like something that doesn't quite taste like a cookie. So I always hand mix it, and it turns out pretty good. And then go ahead and add in your flour, baking soda, and salt, and mix that into your cookie dough. Again, hand mixing. Make sure you don't over-mix. Once it's fully incorporated, go ahead and stop and add in your chocolate chips, which then you just mix it until it's all well combined and mixed in. And step number three is to go ahead and mix together your dry ingredients. The dry ingredients, as always, or most of the time, are the flour, the baking soda, the baking powder, the salt, and that's it, I think. So just 4 things. Step number 4, mix together your wet ingredients. The wet ingredients are the heavy cream, the whole milk, the water, the vegetable oil, and the vanilla extract. So 5 things. Step number, I think we're on 5. Go ahead and now cream your butter, sugar, and eggs. So to do this, take your butter at room temperature and mix it until it's nice and fluffy, then add in all of your sugars, which includes both the brown sugar and the granulated sugar, and keep in mind you can use either light or dark or medium brown. It doesn't really matter, it's whatever you prefer. And once the brown sugar is nice and well mixed in, and I mean all the sugar is nice and well mixed in, go ahead and add in your eggs one at a time until it is well incorporated as well. Now step number 6, go ahead and mix everything together, and if you watch my other videos you know how to do this. Just add a little bit of your dry and a little bit of your wet and a little bit of dry and a little bit of wet until you get to the very end, ending with your dry ingredients. The purpose of this is to prevent sloshing, prevent over thickness and everything, so we kind of just alternate to keep it about the same consistency. Step number 7, we're going to add in our nuts and our chocolate chips. So I would hand mix now. Just go ahead, pour in your finely-ish chopped nuts and your chocolate chips, and just use like a spatula or something and kind of evenly mix that in to your batter. Step number 8, we're gonna fill our cupcake tins. Go ahead and take just about like a rounded like teaspoon or so. You're basically trying to create like just a thin layer of your chocolate chip cookie dough at the very bottom of your cupcake liner. So go ahead and scoop that into your liner and use a finger to flatten it down onto the bottom. Then go ahead and put in a big spoonful of your cake batter, which now should come up to about 2/3 to 3/4 of the way up the liner, as always. And you want to make sure you do get both nuts and chocolate chips in there, because sometimes they tend to sink to the bottom of your batter. So the good thing is to kind of like periodically mix your batter up again so that the chocolate chips and the nuts stay well mixed into there. Step number 8, go ahead and bake your cupcakes for 18 to 20 minutes at 350 degrees Fahrenheit, or until a toothpick stuck into the center of your cupcake comes out clean. Step number 9, go ahead and make the buttercream. So to do this, take your butter and mix it at medium speed on while your butter's at room temperature, and mix it until it's nice and fluffy. Then go ahead and sift in your sugar, your powdered sugar, and mix it until well incorporated. You must do this on a slow speed, and you can do it in 2 rounds if it like kind of overfills your mixer or your bowl or whatever you're using. And then go ahead, add in your vanilla extract until that's well incorporated. Then what I went ahead and did was I added a little bit of red and green food coloring, and these two mixed together will create a brownish color. So it kind of creates the brown of the chocolate chip cookie. You can also use cocoa powder. I just ran out of cocoa powder, so go ahead, you can add in the food coloring if you want. You don't have to, it's optional. And then at the very end, if necessary, you can add in up to 2 tablespoons, I think, yeah, 2 tablespoons of your heavy cream, just to like thin it out if your buttercream is too thick. For this video, I actually doubled the recipe because I wanted to create a nice big amount of buttercream on top because it looks good in the pictures. But to be honest, that much buttercream is actually really, really sweet. So I would suggest just sticking to this recipe and creating just a smaller mound on top of your cupcakes, because it may look nice, but it's fairly sweet, so you don't want it to be that sweet. So just go ahead and follow the ingredients I list in the recipe. By now your cupcakes should be done baking, so what we're gonna do is go ahead and make the cookie decorations for the top of our cupcakes, which if you look at the thumbnail, that's the piece of cookie half that I put on the top of the cupcake. So to do this, basically for the cookie crust thing on the bottom of your cupcake, you're gonna have a lot of dough remaining, because that's just the way it is. We only used 1 egg, so we couldn't like half the recipe or anything. So what you're gonna do is just make little round balls. Just use your fingers, hands, and roll out little round balls. They could be as small or as big as you want. It just depends on how big of cookies you want them to be. And then go ahead and squash your ball just a little bit so it flattens. Make sure it still stays round, and line them on a parchment paper or a silicone non-stick mat. And for these cookies, you're actually going to go ahead and bake them at 375 degrees Fahrenheit for about 9 minutes, or until they're just starting to turn golden brown and yeah, and don't look uncooked. Keep in mind that the cookie ball you put onto your cookie sheet is going to spread out a bit, so you want to make them smaller than you think you want them to be. Now once you're done with that, step number 11 is to decorate the cupcake. Go ahead and put your buttercream in a piping bag fitted with a large star tip, and we're just gonna pipe around the cupcake to create like a nice clean mound on top of your cupcake. Once you're done with that, go ahead and take your chocolate chip cookies, cut them in half, and stick half of your cookie on top of your cupcake just for decoration. So step number 12 is to, as always, enjoy your cupcake. This video was so much fun to make. These cupcakes were a lot of fun. Just remember, if you're using the recipe I gave you, don't put that as much buttercream as I did on top, because it makes it way too sweet and you're gonna run out of buttercream. So if you liked this video, go ahead and give it a big thumbs up, subscribe, go check out my other social media sites like Facebook, Instagram, Tumblr, Twitter, Instructables, all those things, and go ahead and follow or subscribe or like any of those things. And I hope you guys all have a great rest of the summer. I certainly maybe am. I don't know, we'll see. But yeah, I'm gonna have a great birthday, I hope, and I will see you all next time. Goodbye. Woo!